my goodness. Good morning. This is Beauty Manifested and I am Danny the Teacher. And I just got overcome with emotion. I'm on my way to work because when those intrusive thoughts come in and you're doubting yourself and you're wondering if it's going to work out and you're just like, what if I'm going to die alone? And what if I'm going to die broke? And what if I lose everything tomorrow? And all these things that come up, and you just start to wonder if you're enough. You're like, well, what if I'm too lazy to be rich? And what if I don't have any self-control and I spend all my money and I can't develop the habits? And you just wonder all of these things. And this could be you may not have the same thoughts that I do, but everyone has these defeatist thoughts that come up. And in those moments, that was happening to me. I don't know why, it was just coming in. It's so intrusive thoughts. And I looked around and I said, God, thank you so much. Thank you so much. This world is so beautiful. It's so perfect. I wouldn't change a thing. And if the same God that created the trees created me, I know that I was made with everything that I need. I know that he did not make a mistake when he made me. I know that I was not an accident. I know that I am here for a purpose. I know that I am enough. I know that there is nothing wrong with me. There is nothing wrong with me, and there is nothing wrong with you. You are perfect. You are beautiful. You are kind, and you are enough. You are enough. That's it. Everything that's happened in your life, forgive yourself. Let it go and keep on pushing on, because God has made you perfectly. When there's a tornado or a landslide or an earthquake and the world is quite literally falling apart, do you think that the world beats itself up and says it's not enough and it's always screwing everything up? Or is that just is it just going through the motions? Sometimes there's landslides, sometimes there's earthquakes, sometimes there's natural disasters, and it's only from our human perspective that we even call it a disaster. It's just a shifting. It's a shift that is occurring, and it is all a part of the natural ebb and flow of life. You did not mess up. You did not make a mistake. You can do no wrong. God made you perfectly. Our perfect God, our perfect Heavenly Father does not make mistakes. You are not a mistake. There is nothing wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you. And I do not know why our brains work this way. I do not know where these intrusive thoughts come from. And I am someone who seeks personal development, and I do like to work on myself. But I try my best not to let that turn into something where it's like, I'm not good enough, I'm not enough, and I always have to be striving to do, be, and become more. It's it can just be so exhausting sometimes, where it's okay, when am I going to get to my destination? There's no destination. You're just constantly shifting and changing and evolving and enjoying the ebb and flow of life. And sometimes things fall apart and sometimes things come together, and all of it is beautiful and all of it is joyous and all of it is part of the ebb and flow of life. Allow your life to be what it is. Trust that God did not make a mistake on you. You are perfectly and divinely made. You are perfectly and divinely supported. I trust that just as the sun comes up each and every day without fail, I will be provided for each and every day without fail, even on some of the most uncertain days of my life, and when I had financial uncertainty and I didn't know how the money was going to come through, and I didn't know if I was going to have enough. And there's been times where I looked at my bank accounts and there was just 6 figures sitting there in the bank account. There's been times I took money out of the bank account and I had giant stacks of cash, how you see the dope boys on the phone with the money phone, or the rap girls on the money phone. There's been times I had massive stacks of cash, and there's been times I looked at my account and it was 4 figures in the negative, and I had more bills that needed to come out, and I didn't know what to do, and I didn't know how I was going to get paid for, and I still was well fed, I still was sheltered, I still had gas in my car to get to where I needed to go, and I've always been provided for, and the money always came back. And as I learn and I grow and evolve, I am becoming more skilled and more masterful in creating sustainable wealth and creating sustainable systems that allow me to have security in my life, so that there isn't so much ups and downs. But ultimately, I know that no matter if there's a natural disaster, no matter what happens, I am secure within myself, and I have faith in God that it always, always, always gets to work out for me. My worth and my value is not determined by the number in my bank account on this given day. It's not. My abundant mindset is not determined by the value in my bank account on this given day. I know that I was perfectly made, and I know that God will always support me. As sure as I am that the sun will come up tomorrow, I am sure that I will be provided for, and that is it. And these thoughts will come up, and sometimes it gets me down, and if I'm not like focused, like for example, I was driving, so I was just kind of zoning out, and so I kind of let those thoughts run rampant for a few minutes before I like tapped in and I became aware again, and I was like, wait a minute, I don't think that, I don't know who thinks that. And so I had to look around, I had to find gratitude, and I had to say these affirmations that I'm saying now, like, no, I am always provided for. I had to tell myself what the truth is, because that is my truth. Ultimately, I am always provided for, and it always works out for me, and I am perfectly and divinely made. There is nothing wrong with me. There is nothing wrong with me. And even when I'm in the pursuit of a new desire, that doesn't mean that I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I'm always where I'm supposed to be. I always have enough, and I'm always continuing and growing and expanding and becoming more. But that does not mean that right now I am less. I am enough right now. And I also am excited to be able to attain more and more and more, because I'm learning, I'm growing, and I'm evolving. And that is my truth. So try to stay conscious as much as you can. Try to stay grounded as much as you can. Spend time in your garden. Spend time with nature. Observe the nature around you. Sometimes you can make your whole drive to work and you didn't even see or notice anything. And those times are dangerous. When you think you're on autopilot, that's when your subconscious mind or your those intrusive thoughts really get to kind of run rampant. You need to be aware. You need to be present. You need to be engaged in your life. And that way you can actively monitor your thoughts and choose the thoughts that serve you and choose the thoughts that are your truth. That's my message for the day. I love you guys so much. Have a beautiful day. It's Tuesday, the beginning of the week. Do something beautiful. I love you guys.